Talking about polygamy is just insane to them. And a lot of them want to put out, oh, it ain't for me, it ain't for me. Well, want to put out, oh, it ain't for me, it ain't for me. Well, honey, that's fine. Nobody asked it to be for you. But is being single forever for you too? What y'all have been doing does not work because it's the westernized system. Yes, we need to return to our old ancestral ways, especially when it comes to how we structure families. If you're feminist, this is probably going to trigger you to see the man as the head and to talk about men and their true nature and to talk about sister wives. You know, talking about sister wives, it can be a very empowering conversation, but we're not allowing ourselves to have the conversation because so many of us sisters are shaming other sisters for just simply considering an alternative. If you can't support the women that are thinking about, you know, extending their families and growing big families and different ways to do that, we don't really need to hear from you. You're ready to have a feminist argument to tear down the black man and to act like this is just him getting everything he wants, and you're not ready to have a real conversation about generational wealth or dynasties or empire building. We don't know where empires are built from. Empires are built from families, and that is strong families. And we need to be focused on strong black families, but if we can't have the conversation, I see a lot of nasty monogamous relationship and a lot of nasty women in relationships. I see a lot of nastiness going through his phone, pissed off if he even compliment another woman. What kind of world and what kind of life is that to constantly live in jealousy and the fear of your man being attracted to somebody else? Good luck with that, because to me, the crying, the fear, the sick stomach feeling, and oh, is he cheating on me? Who is she? He can't even accept a friend request without half of y'all whole life falling apart. What kind of life is that? That's a nasty life to me too. That's disgusting. But what I see women that do practice polygamy, they're healthy, they're happy, they're not struggling. There's no jealousy. The sense of sisterhood is greater. Y'all in these monogamous relationships, we can't even be cool because you so jealous. See, we need to start dealing with that jealousy issue being around other women. You can't even have other women around your husband because of that. See, people that really practice polygamy, they let go a lot of that. They're in control of their emotions. Westernized women, most black women, you're not. Talking about polygamy is just insane to them. And a lot of them want to put out, oh, it ain't for me, it ain't for me. Well, honey, that's fine. Nobody asked it to be for you. But is being single forever for you too? What y'all have been doing does not work because it's the West.
Hey, shalom, shalom. Call hello, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, BAHASHAM, QADASH is giving our praise to the Most High. In the name of His only begotten Son, in the name of the Holy Spirit. Double honors to our teachers, the elders, and apostles of Great Millstone, who taught us His truth and sincerity. Peace and salutations to the hopeful scattered abroad. Shalom to 144,000. And real quick, I want to go into this topic right here, man, of this, which you're seeing a lot more of this on the internet. You know, a lot more women are coming to the realization that they've been living a lie. Feminism and this Western, mindset has had a lot of these women confused, and they don't understand why and what's going on, but it's really common sense. Okay, the man, okay, especially the Israelite man, was never meant to have just one woman. Okay, and what you women don't realize is you can either take it, you can either put it like this: a man gonna do it anyways. Okay, this is why you women be so uptight about cheating and this, that, and the third. A man gonna do it anyways, but that's in a man's nature. The Lord created men naturally, polygamous, not to be just one woman. But like I said, this whole, Western society and the, Esau's, mind state, okay, which really it was just done to, to destroy our people, to keep us lost and confused, to keep us, weak. But that's not benefiting our people now, because you see a lot of these women out here, they're single and they so proud and arrogant in that they want to, they'll rather stay single. But the truth of the matter is, when you're in a world that's failing and an economy that's failing, that's not going to benefit you. Okay. And even if you have children, a lot of you women out here that don't have a man, you're not going to have any hedge of protection. Nobody's going to risk their life to save you if they don't know you or have any type of connection to you. Okay, So the time we're coming into is about to get very bad for a lot of these women that's living in, a fairy tale world. Let's grab this video right here too, though. And we'll grab a few precepts and go ahead and shut this out.
And there was a comment saying, hey, Rod, is this category? And there was a comment saying, well, I think as women, we need to get together and figure out what's going to keep these men from cheating. Am I not doing a good enough job with these videos? What is it that you are not understanding, sweetheart? There is nothing. There is nothing. There is nothing. Nothing to figure out. There's nothing to figure out. We spent years. Your grandma was trying to figure it out. Your mom tried to figure it out. You're trying to figure it out. Your daughter's going to try to. How many?
And this is because of the false reality Esau has given these women, the false sense of importance where a man just only needs you. No, that's not how it works. Okay, that's not reality. One thing you women got to understand is how to deal with reality. This isn't fucking Disney World or, a Disney movie. Okay? Excuse my language, but I got to tell it to you flat. And the reason why we do these videos is to let you, the woman, know the reality of the situation that you're in. If you don't have a man, when all hell breaks loose, you're going to be left to die. Okay, unless the Lord, sends you a man or guide you to a man, you through. And a lot of you already through because of your mind state. Okay, you have this westernized, feminized, this feminist mindset that's not going to save. It's going to get you destroyed here in America. You got beautiful women like this that understand this, and then you think, brother, you got brothers that's dealing with linebackers talking about, I ain't saying no man. What? Okay.
More motherfucking times is it gonna take for you to just realize that these niggas are not monogamous by nature? There is nothing to figure out. The only thing that you need to be figuring out is how to rewire your brain to deal with this shit. Right. So that you could be the best queen possible to a motherfucking king, bitch. There is nothing else to figure out after that. Hey, Rod, is this category? Right. And there was a comment. So you can be the
best princess to a king because, and you women out here, these women, bro, it's just all fucked, bro. And I'm not doing this video to try to convince any of you women no, I'm just telling you the truth. This is what it is. And if you don't get with if you don't wake up and come into you just gonna die. Like, it's just that. You're gonna be left to die. I'm not risking my life for nan one of you bitches that ain't in order, that ain't in line. All right? Now let's go right here and grab a few precepts. I ain't gonna make this too long. I want to grab this first, though. Let's see. It says, Ecclesiasticus chapter 26, verse 6. It says, but a grief of heart and sorrow is a woman that is jealous over another woman, and a scourge of the tongue which communicateth with all. Because women get bitter. They start acting all crazy and, start destroying their own house because, they're jealous of another woman. Okay, and Esau put that spirit in you. He gave you that spirit and made you think it was the right thing. Like, it was cute. It's cool. It's how it's supposed to be. No, it's not. That's off. Okay, and all it's going to do is leave you out here, broke, disgusted, and looking stupid. Let's go right here. Let me grab this real quick, too. It's in the GNT. It says, Sirach chapter 26 verse 6 in the GNT, it says, but a woman jealous of another woman causes heartache and grief. And this is why a lot of these women be bugged the hell out, looking crazy, pretty much, dying slowly inside because of this, this jealousy. It says heartache and grief. Her tongue lashes out at everyone, and they start acting nasty, and then they start lashing out on everybody. Then you have where these women, they'll be in a relationship and they'll leave a man because he so-called cheated on them, and then they go, every man they get with after that, they gotta, this whole, it's complete madness. But this is, at the hand of Esau. Esau put, when you had Eve in the garden, Esau, which was, the serpent in that time, he convinced you women to believe in fairy tales, okay, to believe in things that's not realistic or true. Proverbs 14 verse 1, it says, every wise woman buildeth her house, but the foolish plucketh it down with her hands. Right? You got women that can't, that's overwhelmed with the work in the house, but you can have more than one woman helping you with that work, but because of your own, jealousy and arrogance and pride, you say, "Oh, I ain't doing that. I ain't doing that." And instead, you would rather break up the house than build the house up, than build upon the house. You rather break up the house. Now this bitch want to move out. She want to go get her own spot where she gonna have men coming in and out the house, stepdads and all this other crazy shit going on, and not she getting cheated on and beat up on by the next nigga. It's just complete confusion. But this is what Esau has done. The scripture says the Most High is not the author of confusion. So who done confused you women like this? Where you thinking that you can control a man, that a man that you're the prize, that a man's supposed to worship the ground that you walk on? That is not true. Okay, that's not reality. And as we get closer to the end, this is going to be, made more and more of understanding as we get closer to the end of this society, man. All right. In verse 1, it says, a wise woman builds her home, but a foolish woman tears it down with her own hands. Right. And this is what you see amongst our women, man. Jake, no. This is why you see a bunch of single mothers, okay, because they didn't understand their mission. They don't understand their purpose on earth. They don't understand what they were created for. You wasn't created to be worshipped by a man. You was created to serve and please a man. That's what the Lord created Adam and Eve, not Eve and Adam, okay? But because we live in this false reality, and this is why I'm just really just doing this to put it out there. You can take it or leave it. I can care less. Trust me, I'm good. But I'm gonna see. I know that I do this because I know I'm gonna see a lot of these women out here getting put to death, left for dead, and don't come to me crying about this. A lot of these brothers out here, they gonna look at you and spit in your face and tell you to figure it out. Go back to that mind. Keep that same spirit of I don't need a man. Okay. But us men, the real men, we're gonna deal with women, and we're gonna deal with women that are in order. If you're not in order, you on your own. Isaiah chapter 4 verse 1, it says, and in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. But it says, only let us be called by that name to take away our reproach. You women are going to have to come to the understanding about why you need a man. Okay? And it ain't gonna be an argument. It ain't gonna be a fuss and a fight. It ain't gonna be no, you gonna have to choose. You gotta choose me or her. No, it ain't gonna be none of that. You gonna just get in line, or you can get left with the cannibals. I told a woman that one time. I was like, this is what it is. This is what it ain't. Yada yada, boom, bam, bam. She said, oh no, I ain't. I said, well then you can go argue with the fucking cannibals, cause there's gonna be cannibals out here. People gonna be eating each other. You can go argue with them, and find a man out of one of those niggas. Okay. But this is the reality. Let's go right here. It says, dry place. Let's see. So I know it's Isaiah. Yep. Isaiah 32:2. Here we go. It says, Isaiah chapter 32, verse 2. It says, and a man shall be as an hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest, as rivers of water in a dry place, as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land. A man shall be a hiding place from the wind, from the destruction that's coming. When all this hell come and all hell break loose, if you don't have a man, you're going to be left out there, to weather the storm. Versus a woman that has a man, she's going to have the guidance and the protection of a man, and that's going to be, a great thing in that day, man. Okay, and this is good too. Rise up women that are at ease. You careless woman here, these women are very careless. But let me grab this one, close up with this right here too. It says, fine gold. Okay. Because, like I said, this is a part of reality setting in. We got to deal with reality here, and we are in, behind enemy lines. Ain't nobody finna be arguing with you, damn woman, about what you supposed to be doing or what he can and can't do as a man. Isaiah chapter 13, verse 12, it says, I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. So the Lord says he's going to make a man more precious than fine gold. A man. Okay, an Israelite man. Okay, a man of God. Okay, a true man of God. All right, not just any man, but a man, a man of standard. A man that's serving YAHAWASHI. He gonna make those men of fine gold, and you women are gonna be begging and pleading and cleaving unto these particular men. If in that day once you see him, but by that time for a lot of you it's gonna be too late. So if you come on this channel to get the truth, that's the truth. Okay, the Lord created the man or the woman for the man, not the other way around. You women are going to have to get in line. And if you don't, then that's going to be at your own detriment. Shalom. Punish you all love.